Hey gang, BA here with the Blockchain Cartel. Today is Tuesday, December 21st, 2021. In today's video, I want to show you early warning signs of an impending up move, why I'm coming to that conclusion, and where I'm actually seeing it at in amongst the altcoin universe. Okay, before we get started, just want everybody to understand that we are not investment advisors, cannot offer investment advice. Nothing I'm about to show you is a recommendation to buy. This is for educational purposes only, and hopefully to help you on your path down the crypto investing pathway. All right, so here at Blockchain Cartel, the three things we are completely focused on, though, are number one, to help you learn about crypto investing, show you how we trade in amongst all of the portfolios that we use, how we skin this cat, and then why we are so focused on crypto going forward. So the first thing is we like the asymmetric bet. What is that? Well, it's when the potential upside in a bet or a trade is much greater than the downside. All right, we believe that the adoption rate for blockchain is incredibly fast. Based on the data we see, it's the fastest adoption of anything to date, anything we've ever seen. If we're right, we believe we're somewhere in this area right here along the S-curve of adoption. And again, if we're right, the steepest part of that is ahead of us, meaning that we are in very, very early and that there is a lot of potential going forward. Okay, here's the cartel narrative. Simply, it's three things. Number one, legacy stock market investment models are dying. That's our belief. We believe that Bitcoin will outperform legacy investments going forward. And number three, we are out to prove that we can focus on low-cap crypto gems and blockchain tech and just absolutely trounce Bitcoin returns. How can we make that assertion? Well, we started back at September 30th. Now, we've been accumulating crypto for our hodling portfolio for 2.5 years now. So I've shifted focus completely from stock market futures options and stock trading into focus on crypto. One of the things we wanted to do was set up a strategy that anybody could get into just to show how we trade to achieve our objective. And our objective is in strategy 2 here, it's to beat the returns over simply holding Bitcoin and S&P every quarter. So how have we done so far? We started September 30th of this year with $1,100. Currently, we've got a 72 to date. As of today, we're up 72.93%. Bitcoin's up 10.93. S&P's up 7.95. All right, and you can see the graph down here depicts all that. This is our portfolio. You can see it's volatile. We're in low cap gems, but we are exactly, as we close in on the end of the year, we're exactly where we want to be. Like the orange line here is the Bitcoin. Bitcoin did really good out of the gate going up into November time frame, mid-November, and then it's just been peeling off, bleeding out ever since. S&P 500, S&P neck and neck right now. I believe Bitcoin will pull out ahead as we go into the end of this quarter. Okay. Now, early warning sign number one. Okay, this will be the first part of the early warning piece to this video right here. I wanted to show you this. It's courtesy of Glassnode, an analytics platform that allows you to look at on-chain activity to try to analyze what holders of Bitcoin are actually doing, which portends what the rest of the crypto universe is gonna do. All right, so we'll see here the blue line is the supply shock ratio, and this gray line here is Bitcoin. Since May to about a week ago. All right, you can see here that as the market capitulated and went down, so was the supply. This just tells us that everybody was dumping, or enough people were dumping Bitcoin to drive this ratio down. But a funny thing happened when we hit that bottom. You can see these arrows here. you can see the arrows rise, or the blue line rising. The trend is up. While this low is put in place, we have another minor sell-off there, pullback. Didn't shake the supply shock ratio, and then this 30+% pullback, it's continued to go. So what does this blue line actually mean? When it's rising like this, it means that there are more Bitcoin holders taking their Bitcoins out of the marketplace, off of the exchanges. So that means there's fewer Bitcoin available. So that's hence the name supply shock ratio. What this implies is that there's fewer and fewer Bitcoin out there to trade while the market's going down. And at some point in time, there is a potential for the supply shock to hit, and more people will start trying to buy Bitcoin and drive the price up. Okay, so that's all this is saying. Now let's get to the meat of this right here, and I want to show you early warning sign number 2 that I'm looking at. Let's get rid of this, bring our charts up. All right, so what you see right here is the charts are courtesy of TradingView.com. We have a daily chart right now, currently of Bitcoin up here. Don't worry about the lines and the red consolidation point. Over here on the right hand side, you'll see I have volume nodes plotted. I like to see those visually to see where the support resistance levels are. And then on the bottom is what I'm really talking about. So I've been trading in the stock market for over 40 years, and there's only one thing I've ever found that has at least give you forewarning of a change in profile, which could portend a change in the trend. So this is what this is. This is a volume indicator. It's on TradingView. I have similar thing on Thinkorswim at that I use for stocks and options and futures trading. So again, very simple, easy visual to recognize. When this cloud becomes blue, it starts expanding. You can see price of Bitcoin goes up. It just shows that there's a lot of money flowing in. All right, at these tops up here, you'll see it starts to change the profile. That's what we're talking about. You can see it goes from blue to a little bit orange reddish, and then it expands out, and then Bitcoin just drops. Okay, no surprise that the drop was coming. If you were looking at this tool, you go back and you look at tens of thousands of stocks, cryptos, futures, and you're going to see the same thing. No magic here. It's just a very good visual to let you know when the trend changes. And I tend to look at what I'm looking for is when it gets wide like this, I want to see it pinch together or just completely flip in a basing pattern like this. That's what I like to see. Okay, so that's what I'm going to walk you through some of those coins here. Yeah, we're 8 minutes in. We're looking good. So, all right. First thing, let's take a look at. We're going to look at some DeFi 1.0 things. So let's look at Aave. Aave has just been crushed. Basing pattern at the bottom. Change of profile. Potentially moving higher. Okay. Again, put these on a watch list. You have to make your own decision what you're doing with these things. But it is bearing what we're seeing here and all the things I'm showing you, something that hasn't happened over the past 5 weeks. Okay, let's make sure we're straight there. Okay, second one is let's go down here to comp and number. This again, we're still in the DeFi category. See, this is not as pronounced in comp, but it is a change in profile from what we've seen right there. So again, you start linking all these chain links together, and then what else do you have? So a potential change in trend. All right, we're going to take a look at curve. You can see here curve already moving. That thing has moved up rapidly since they even started doing this. So you can see had a slight wiggle down in the indicator here. Then it changed the trend right in there, changed the profile, and it's just been shooting up. So that'll show you how this indicator right here is portends a move. And again, you can go back and look at all these things and how it gets you in, potentially can get you positioned early for a move like that. Now, I'm not showing you all of the DeFis. I'm just showing you like 3 out of each section here. All right, we're going to look at some payment cryptos. All right, so this one right here, you see how it, for this one, everything's relative. It got wide. Now it's pinched really tight. So if we see this one switch to blue, I'm really going to be looking at ACH. I forgot to mention on the others. The ones I called out earlier, they're all on Coinbase. ACH is on Coinbase. So let's look at AMP. That's the next one. Same thing here. I mean, look how tight that one is right there. So AMP has a good chance of making a run here too. Again, changing profile. That's what we're looking at, and we're looking pretty good across the board when you start putting all these together. All right. So the next thing we want to look at is some of the layer ones. Let's go back. I know there's a lot of folks out there. Cardano, again, big sell-off, wide area here on the indicator, and now we're tightening up. So we're not out of the woodwork yet, but potential change in profile. So let's keep an eye on Cardano for a good move in. Next one we're going to take a look at is Atom, Cosmos. Okay, that one's just about as tight as you can get right there. It's almost disappeared. It's even got a little bit of light. You can see there it's starting to show its head, but look how flat that thing is right there, even during that down move. So just shows to show you there was some definite buying pressure or accumulation even when this thing was going down. So keep your eye on Atom. Let's take a look at AVAX. AVAX here, change of trend. This thing just started bolting up. It's still moving up as we speak, so that one's definitely definitely on its way. All right, the next layer one we'll take a look at. We'll wrap it up with ETH and Ethereum. Again, look how just tight that is right there. ETH is really looking good, I think, in this consolidation area right here. How tight it is right there. So again, it's changing profile. We're looking pretty good. Okay, we can't really leave this without, I know we had Bitcoin up, but you can see here Bitcoin is starting to change. Bitcoin could change in a flash. We could have a huge burst buying thrust up and completely flip this indicator right here. Right now we're not seeing it, but it is starting to try to put in some equal lows right here on the indicator, those jagged thrusts down. We'll see if we get any movement out of Bitcoin, but it's brighter than it was back here. Okay, let's just say that. All right, so the next category we want to look at is some miscellaneous crypto coins, and let's go to graph. So you can see here change of trend or change of profile in graph, and we're already starting to move higher right there. So keep that one on your watch list. Next one is Polymath, I think. Again, the graph, Poly, both of these are on Coinbase. Look how tight this one is in this low area right there. So I added this one recently to the portfolio. A little bit higher prices. We'll probably add a little bit more coming in here in another week or so. Let's take a look at VET, another favorite from a lot of crypto folks. Again, change of profile. We're not out of the woods yet, but at least the profile's changing. So we're in a tight consolidation like with everything else we've been looking at. Now we'll take a look at the cross-chain transfer cryptos. You can either look at XLM or XRP. They'll both exhibit the same movements, but we're going to focus on XRP for this one. So you can see here, change of profile. Markets already starting to move higher, so you want to keep your eye on XRP going forward. All right, let's look at a couple of the money crypto devices. We'll work our way backwards. Let's go with Zcash first. Change of profile out of the basing pattern. We're right on top of this huge volume node. This orange line here is point of control, meaning that's where the most volume has traded, so we're right on top of that support right there. So You get a lot of these things lined up, and well, hey, could portend an up move. Okay, Litecoin, same thing. We're starting to see a change of profile. Again, I want to be early on all these things, put these on my watch list, so I'm watching. I've already got my long-term hodling portfolio where I want it to, but these coins that potentially are ready to take off for a couple of the trading strategies, that's what I'm looking for right here. I just wanted this early warning video is really just to let you know that what we're seeing right now is something different, something we haven't seen in 5 weeks, which may or may not pan out, but I think we're definitely seeing something different here. So anyway, you want to keep Litecoin on your watch list. All right, so a couple of things that just won't give up. Matic, added that one yesterday to, I've held this one in that long-term portfolio for a long time, so it's one of my larger positions. I added it to the trading portfolio at about $2.20 a day or so ago. So Matic is just looking really good. You can see here that one, it just continues to make higher lows, change of profile, and it's off to the races. Ren is another one. Matic and Ren both are on Coinbase, so you can see here change of profile. Ren had a huge thrust up, and this is the interoperability trade that may play out. You may see Polkadot run once this thing kicks off. So anyway, looks like Ren is wanting to take off for the races. Keep this one on your watch list. Do with as you see fit. All right, so let's wrap this up with some NFT, meta, and gaming coins. And all right, we're looking good. So first one I want to go down to is, we're going to jump all over the place here. Engine. All right, tightening up. We want to keep a watch on Engine. Basing pattern right here. So not out of the woods yet, but potentially. All right, let's go all the way down here to render. You can see here we had a change of trend back here. I'm kicking myself. This is where I wanted to buy. I don't know why I did not, but yeah, it's already taken off. So it's up about 40% or so from where I was looking at it a few days ago. All right, you see the power of this little indicator right here to try to get you in on a lot of these things. You can look back here and see as well. I mean, that looked like a monster move at the time whenever we had a change of profile, but then look, you know, 4x from there, so not too shabby. All right, we're going to go ahead and take a look at sand since we're down here. Change of profile. It's already starting to see some blue right there. We're in a consolidation pattern. Not out of the woods yet, but hey, sand is sand. Okay. Let's take a look again while we're down here at Super. Again, big launch pad NFT gaming play right here. So this one is already moving down here. The price just hasn't caught up yet. So again, another position I have in Super. All these that I've called out so far, you know, full disclosure, I own just about, I'd say 9 out of the 10 that I've called out so far. This is one I do not have. Change of profile, basing pattern. A lot of talk about this this network for gaming for Phantasma here. So anyway, put it on your watch list. All right, let's take a look at Alluvium. All right, change of profile, basing pattern. Price hasn't moved yet. Keep it on your watch list. All right, next one is UOS. Yeah, I told you it'd be jumping around all over the place. All right, so this one's tight as a banjo string. Nice consolidation pattern. So, you know, you would like to think that the price is going to just utterly rip higher from here. That's what it looks like to me it wants to do. Again, that's just my own opinion. Does not mean anything. All right, so let's take a look at Mana. You know, I made my choice. I went with sand instead of Mana, so, and I'm glad I did. Both have had really good run-ups, but Okay, so we got a change profile here, and we're in a nice tight basing pattern, so just keep that in mind. Here's a flyer, I think. This one looks really, really good. The gamer token, big change profile. I mean, you could see if that one ever got back up to its high, you'd have a nice little 10 bagger on your hands. Again, just my opinion, but price has not really moved yet. We're seeing signs of money coming in. So do with that as you see fit. Hey, listen, I hope this video helped you out. We're closing in on 20 minutes here. If it did, ask you to hit the like, smash the subscribe button, and ring the bell for instant notifications. We got a lot more videos coming out to help you guys with your crypto investments. Put these crypto tokens that we covered today on a watch list, and hey, just see how they perform going forward. Other than that, have a good trading week. We'll see you back in the next video. And this is BA signing off.